guys, welcome to Freedom in a Budget. I'm Kelly and it is a Dumping Debt Friday time. If you have a Dumping Debt Friday question or money win, please leave it down below in the comments and I'll be sure to answer in an upcoming video. This one is going to be a little different. I'm going to start this video out with asking y'all a question. So I have a question for you, and on my Dave Ramsey budget percentages, I got a lot of comments and a lot of just questions and different things of talking about how my savings rate is really high. I'm saving a lot of money, putting a lot of it away, but it's all going towards sinking funds and something very specific, not a general savings account, and I want to stay home. So my ultimate goal for YouTube and my Freedom in a Budget blog and YouTube channel is to kind of build the foundation now so that when we do stay home with kids and have kids in a couple years, I have that business that we can use. And we can ultimately live off of Jamie's income. Right now we're putting all of my salary into savings, into our sinking funds and retirement. But so we can technically live on Jamie's salary, but it will be pretty tight. So say we're not making a whole lot of money on Freedom in a Budget of, what am I going to live off of? So a lot of you suggested that I start a sinking fund for when I want to stay home. So how much do you guys think would be a good amount to save for? Those that have had kids and those that have stayed home. Is it something that we should have like $5,000 in the account, 10 grand in the account, 15 grand in the account? How much do you guys think that would be a good amount for us to have just as a hills and valley account? So when money's a little tight that month, we can pull from it and just kind of having that safety net of, when I do want to stay home and have kids. How much do you guys think? So let me know down below in the comments. I would love to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think. And this is really fun asking you guys because I learned so much from you. So much from you. It is incredible. So let me know, guys. All right, first question is from Cheryl. She says, this is the first of these recaps that I've watched, and I'm so impressed, but I have several questions. First off, I don't have Excel, but do have Google Sheets. Is this your template compatible? Yes. I'm really impressed with your hubby keeping tabs on every dollar he spends. I wouldn't do that for his pocket money and really never spends unless I know ahead of time. I want to start December off correctly, so even if I have to start on paper, I will be doing this. Thanks to his overtime this month, we will be starting December off quite a bit of extra money. I'm trying to figure out how to account for that. I was thinking of doing the whole grocery budget in cash, and then December, I would take out January's grocery money. I will be keeping some out for the 19th wedding anniversary next month. Start some to start our emergency fund, but there will be money left over. Suggestions. That is awesome. That is really, really encouraging to hear. So, a couple things. Yes, my Excel budget template on my Etsy shop that is compatible with numbers, with Google Sheets, any of that, it can convert over no problem. If you have any questions with it, just send me a message on Etsy or send me an email and I can help you with that. Number 2 is how I get my husband to tell me how much he spends. He doesn't. I just log into the bank account and just log it all that way. That is the easiest way for us. Jamie doesn't do cash envelopes. He is not a cash guy. He is 100% a card guy. So what I do is I just log into the account and just track it all there. And that is just the best way. So every couple days I'll just log in and track it all. And that is a game changer. And that way he doesn't have to worry about what he spends or anything like that. He does get per diem cash through his job, and so sometimes he does want to take a little bit of cash with him, but when he does that, we just count up how much cash he's taking with him and then how much he returns with. So if he takes $200 there and he comes back with $140, then we know 60 of it was cash. And so in the budget I would just put $60 cash, just so we know and that everything is accounted for. But yeah, he doesn't do cash. And so for the how much you want to have left over and where to count that for. Do you want to put some towards your emergency fund? Do you want to put some towards debt if you have any debt? Make a budget. Definitely allocate things out. You want to go into the month with having a plan. You don't want to have just all this money left over and be like, okay, we're going to roll this into the next month. No, roll it into this month. Make sure that you have every dollar accounted for at the end of the month. Make sure that every dollar has a name and that you are finishing the month at zero. You don't want anything left over. So if you have $500 left over, put that towards something very specific and make sure that that'll really help in hitting your goals and making sure that you are in control of your money. I found that when I just roll over money, it gets spent. Like, they'll have a big sale at Target or at Marshall's and it just gets willy-nilly somewhere. Whereas if I put it towards a sinking fund or put it towards debt or put it towards something very specific, it has a purpose, and that way I can reach my goals faster. Next question is from Smile with Catherine. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Kelly. Great explanation on how you handle online spending, but I do have a question regarding this. How do you handle purchases where there's change involved? Do you take the exact amount or do you round to the nearest dollar? This is a great question. So I have my cash envelopes, and say I buy something on Amazon for my personal spending money. So I just bought like a blow drying hairbrush, and I think it was like $13.67 or something like that. So what I do is I will just round to the nearest dollar. I don't take the change out. So I'll take $14 out of my cash envelopes and put that back into my bank. I have a Savvy Sense wallet, an old Savvy Sense wallet that I use as my bank. And so that's where all of my cash goes that's extra. And then I can just pull from there when it's time to fill my cash envelopes. And that way I know that, okay, I have $32 left in my cash envelopes. It's not really more than that. So I can really account for how much is there and then taking out the online spending. But when I log it in my Excel spreadsheet, I log it to the penny. So I'm taking cash out. I do round it up to the dollar when I'm logging the Excel sheet to the penny. I hope that answers your question. It's not confusing. Next question is from Wife on a Budget. Do you have a new goal in mind after you purchased your new car? Or will that add to extra money for your building fund? So Jamie and I were actually just talking about this last night. We went to a Christmas party and there was some downtime and we were just kind of talking about our goals and different things. And he wants to start saving for his car. And he said that he wants to get a car in the next 3 to 5 years, and probably closer in the 3 years than the 5 years. So we're going to start putting money away for that. And then also, depending on what you guys, talk about with my question on starting a baby fund or stay-at-home fund, we're going to start that as well. And then, so we're going to kind of get all of your suggestions, and then Jamie and I are going to take those back and talk about them and see what's going to work best for our family. So between Jamie's new car, the stay-at-home fund, and the building fund, that's where that money will get reallocated. And that'll be, I think it was on average $1,500 a month that I was putting towards the new car. Next question is from Adriana Garza, and she says, I want to try it, but how do you have money to start? In this video, you're only using envelopes for $200, but what do you want to do for everything, like rent, gas, electric? How do you handle all the money to divide? Because by the time my paycheck comes, I have to pay the full amount of rent, the full amount of electric, and I can't find a way to separate like in simple. I'm paying $1,000 for rent, $500 per paycheck in the envelopes. I know if I'm explaining myself, English is not my first language. So I don't suggest using cash envelopes for every single category. Only use the cash envelopes for things that you would pay cash in items that you're overspending. So, number one, rent. We don't pay cash for our rent, and we don't overspend in rent. Yes, rent is high, but it's not something that we struggle with. So, for instance, groceries, that's something that we can kind of struggle with, and it's easy to go over budget. Our rent is a fixed amount. Same with our electric bill. Our electric bill is going to be a pretty fixed amount, and it's not something that we can kind of limit ourselves. So cash envelopes are really just trying to change the way that you think about money and really honing in on how am I doing this? How can I cut back? How can I, if I go to the grocery store and I have $50 for the week to spend and my total is $53, I need to find something to put those $3 back. With rent, you can't do that. So really just honing in on that. And then what I would suggest is start doing cash envelopes for just 2 weeks at a time or 1 week at a time. Try not to do the full month. The month can be overwhelming, and it can be hard to have that money up front if you are really tight in your monthly budget. So I hope that answers your question. Next question is from Chris, and he says, Hi Kelly, my electric company offers budget billing where you pay a fixed amount based on the overall balance each month. Is this something you would recommend using? Currently, I pay the due amount in full each month. If I were using this bill option, I would pay it less during the winter months and more in the summer. My AC and electric, and I have a gas furnace. That's up to you. It's something that if in the summer months when your AC is really running strong and your electric bill is like double, then yeah, it may be something that you want to balance out. For us personally, our electric bill goes up about $20 in the month in the summer, so it's not something that's too much. It's not something that we can't cash flow, but if money's a lot tighter, then yeah, I think that would be a great thing. And also with the budget billing is you can really know how much you're going to be spending each month. You know what the amount is going to be so that there's no, oh, okay, I'm going to estimate $100 this month and then it comes out being $150 and then you're screwed. You know how much it's going to be each month. So that if you're, really tight on money, I think that may be a great option for you. All right, last question and then some money wins is from Aletha McElden. It says, my family lives in Idaho while I'm in Minnesota. I just said that with a Minnesota accent and I didn't even know what that was. Minnesota. How can one travel once a year within budget? Your family lives in Massachusetts. How do you afford to visit them in a budget? So I just make a sinking fund. I see how often we go to visit. We typically visit about once a year. And so say it's December now, say we're going to visit them in October. I have 10 months to budget for it. So I look to see how much flights are going to be, if we have to rent a car, how much eating out is going to be. Typically we treat my dad and my sister when we go out to eat. So, and Jamie budgeted a lot of seafood money because Jamie loves seafood. So we figure out how much it's going to cost, and then we divide that by how many months we have to spend. So just for easy math, say we're going in October, we have 10 months to save. We want to save $1,000. That's $100 a month we have to save. If you have 6 months, then make sure that you're budgeting it out, but make a budget how much it's going to cost with flights, rental car, all of that, and then food, lodging, any money you have to spend, and then divide it out into the amount of months that you have left. So I hope that answered your question. But I don't think going on big vacations while you're in debt is a great idea. But I do think that visiting family, if it is reasonable, price-wise, then it's definitely something that's very important. Now, if I had family in Australia, getting to them once a year, that wouldn't be reasonable. That wouldn't be something that we would be able to afford. And that would put us into way, way debt. But if, they're a couple states away across the country and you can get cheap flights, then definitely make it a priority. Family is so important. I have lost many loved ones. And so, seeing the family that you have now, doing it on a budget, not going extravagant, not doing anything like that, but doing it on a budget, it's really important. And I'm really big on that. And I don't think that, you should sacrifice not seeing your family for years while you're paying off debt. I think that it's one of the, best vacations that you can take. And I think it's important. All right, money wins time. Mom of 2 girls said, I paid off my credit card. Now on to my next debt. So excited for your new Jeep. Congrats on all the hard work. Thank you. Congratulations on getting rid of your credit card. That is awesome. Merity Wright says, love your channel. I'm very happy to say my goal for 2018 was to be totally debt-free. So happy to say that I did it by November 16th. I knew what to do, but you made it so clear. Thanks again. That is awesome. Congratulations on being debt-free. That is so freeing and awesome. I'm so proud of you. So proud of you. All right, last one is from Thrifty Asian. And she says, I'm so excited to announce that I have paid off my first credit card. Guys, credit card's gone, debt-free. This is awesome. An awesome, awesome week. I'm so proud of you guys. Let me know if you have any Dumping Debt Friday questions, any money wins. Leave them down below in the comments, and I'll be sure to answer them. I'm so excited for y'all. Have a great day.